An 11-year clinical study in a single kitchen. What did a widow from Zamora eat every night to survive on less than $1 a week? How is it possible that her blood panels were superior to women 20 years younger? They call it peasant food. But Vaxalis reveals it was actually a biological defense protocol. These recipes weren't just designed to save money. They were designed to keep a human body independent, sharp, and resilient in the face of total solitude. Modern chefs now charge $15 for the same broth your grandmother called Tuesday. One of these meals contains a specific mineral extraction technique that repairs your joints better than any supplement. Hit that subscribe button. Let's count down the 12 smartest forgotten longevity meals. 1. Gachas de harina, fried flour and milk. The glycogen recovery. In the villages of Jaén and Córdoba, this was the 10-minute dinner for cold nights. From a Vaxalis perspective, this is a masterclass in rapid glycogen restoration. By toasting the flour in olive oil, you trigger the Maillard reaction, creating stable aromatic compounds that support satiety. When combined with the calcium and protein in milk, it provided an elderly person with the immediate energy needed to maintain body temperature during winter without taxing the digestive system. It was a warm hug for the metabolism that cost literally pennies. 2. Ayotes con gambas, garlic shoots and shrimp. The Collagen boost. This was the quick luxury for those who knew how to cook with very little. Garlic shoots are loaded with organosulfur compounds that protect the cardiovascular system. By scrambled them with eggs and frozen shrimp, you are creating a choline and selenium bomb. This supports brain function and thyroid health in under 5 minutes. It felt like a restaurant dish, which provided the psychological satiety needed to keep a senior interested in eating. 3. Patatas viudas, widow's potatoes. The mineral soup. They called them widows because they lacked meat, but they weren't nutritionally lonely. By simmering potatoes with onion, tomato, and laurel in a high-quality olive oil base, you create a potassium-rich infusion. The potatoes break down, thickening the broth into a starchy gel that slows the absorption of glucose. This miracle between weeks allowed seniors to maintain their blood pressure and cellular hydration using only a wooden spoon and a single pot. 4. Caldo de gallina, the hen broth. The biological repair kit. An entire hen simmered with carrots, leeks, and a ham bone for 3 hours. This is the most medicinal food ever invented. It creates a golden liquid, rich in electrolytes, amino acids, and anti-inflammatory compounds. For a person living alone, a pot of this broth is a connection to every person who ever cared for them. It is the ultimate repair kit for the heart, the bones, and the soul. It is the reason our ancestors lived longer on less. 5. Col con chorizo, cabbage and chorizo. The Sulforaphane engine. In the mid-20th century, cabbage was the unsung hero of the Spanish kitchen. At Vaxalis, we know why. Cabbage is a cruciferous powerhouse loaded with sulforaphane. By boiling it with 2 slices of chorizo, the animal fats unlock the fat-soluble vitamin K and vitamin A in the leaves. The pimenton in the chorizo, rich in capsaicin, acts as a metabolic igniter. It transformed $1 worth of vegetables into a 3-day supply of liver-detoxifying fuel. 6. Estofado de posguerra, the 11-year stew. The B12 fortress. This is the meal the widow from Zamora ate for 11 years. Cheap pork cuts, tomato, potato, and paprika. The Vaxalis secret here is the biological synergy. The acidity of the tomato helps break down the connective tissue of the cheap meat, releasing hemi-iron and B12. A single pot lasted 4 days and cost less than $4. It was a silent defiance against poverty, a nutritional fortress that kept a woman independent until the age of 89. 7. Arroz con sardinas, rice and canned sardines. The DHA fortress. This was the bunker meal for retirees living miles from the nearest store. Sardines are the ultimate longevity protein. Because you eat the softened bones, you receive a massive dose of bioavailable calcium and vitamin D3. The tomato base provides the lycopene, while the rice serves as a stable energy carrier. For a person with trembling hands or arthritis, this was a way to consume high-quality omega-3 fatty acids without the struggle of cleaning fresh fish. It is independent living in a can. 8. Caldereta de Bacalhau, salt cod stew. The iodine reserve. Salt cod was the fish of the poor because it lasted months without a refrigerator. Once desalted, it becomes a high-density protein source rich in iodine and selenium, essential for metabolic rate regulation. By simmering it with potatoes and red peppers, you create a collagenous broth that is exceptionally easy to digest for those with dental issues. It was a seasonal survival meal that functioned as a biological tonic for the thyroid. 9. Lentejas con verduras, batch-cooked lentils. The prebiotic engine. This is the ultimate batch cook protocol. Lentils are one of the richest sources of molybdenum and folate on the planet. When cooked with carrots and onions, they provide the resistant starch needed to feed the bifidobacteria in your colon. Spanish food banks prioritized this recipe because it held its substance. It provided 3 days of satiety for the price of a single bag of dried legumes, ensuring that a person living alone never had to face a nutritional void. 10. Potaje de garbanzos, ham bone and chickpeas. The glycine repair kit. This is where nothing was wasted. A ham bone, already paid for by Sunday's dinner, is the secret ingredient. As it simmers for 3 hours, it releases collagen and glycine. This is the literal glue for your gut and joints. The iron in the spinach combined with the protein in the chickpeas creates a meal so dense, the spoon stands up on its own. It is joint repair medicine disguised as a €1 lunch. Try one of these recipes this week. Just one. Sit at the table, not the couch. These meals were never about spending less. They were about staying alive and staying human when the world made it easy to give up. We traded this biological sovereignty for €3 prepackaged meals that leave us malnourished. Grandma already knew the science. She just called it dinner. Which of these widow meals would your grandmother have made? Let me know in the comments if you've ever tasted a real potaje. At Vaxalis, we are reclaiming the wisdom of the past. Thanks for watching.